Today's podcast review will be on a book by Damilare Kuku called Only Big Bumbum Matters Tomorrow. I know, right? The name is very. I like titles of books that are always piques your curiosity and you're like, oh, I think I need to read this because it looks like it's something fun or something you want to read. It looks very nice and all. So you'll be like, oh, I really need to read this, so you understand, because it looks very interesting. Anyway, so that was exactly what happened to me. Like, somebody posted the title of the book online and I was like, oh, okay, let me go and download. It looks very interesting. And so, even without reading the synopsis, the title alone was captivating, and I decided that was what I was gonna do. So here's the review on the book. Anyway, so the synopsis says it revolves around a girl called Temi. When I read the book, her name is called Temini Combo. We refer to her as Temi or Temi, whichever one you feel is comfortable with you. Anyway, Temi. So she's the second daughter of this family. The firstborn is called Ladu. It's also a girl. Just two girls. A professor and his wife. Like your basic nuclear Nigerian family. 4 people in the house. And they have an aunt from the mom's side called Jumai and an aunt from the dad's side. They refer to her as Big Mommy because she's literally older than the father. So I've basically given you like all the characters that we're going to talk about majorly in the book, like the major characters in the book. Now, I think this is where one needs to be careful because you would go into the book thinking, okay, it has a plot. Maybe the plot is about how she's going to, like change her Bumbum and all of that. Yeah, no, till the end of the book, Bumbum isn't changed. Let me just tell you that now, so you're not going to the book thinking Bumbum is going to be changed. No, my dear. Nothing is done about the Bumbum. The Bumbum remains forever same. Anyway, but that is not just the only reason. The author wasn't going for just Temi alone. The author was going for expressing like the events surrounding her coming out to say she wanted a big Bumbum and how the family took it. And basically the event that happens before she comes out to say this is what she wants to do is her dad dies, right? And the book opens up on the scene in which, during the will reading, after the will reading is where she decides to out it out to the entire family that she wants to fix her Bumbum. And everybody's like, because it's a Nigerian family, you do not open your mouth and say that to a Nigerian family. It is awkward, it is weird, it is crazy. And she coming out to say that's what she wanted to do, it really sounded very somehow to her aunt and her mom and her elder sister. And if you want to really understand, Nigeria as a whole, I think one of the things in which you would relate to Temi a lot is the fact that growing up, she suffered from this low self-esteem where she believed that because she didn't have a big Bumbum or, a Bumbum that is, the size that she needed, she felt like, nobody really liked her or nobody really wanted her, which wasn't so. But she feeling like that, kind of like, and growing up with that sense, that feeling that she will never be enough because she doesn't have that particular endowment on her body. It might resonate with a lot of people who have one part of their body they feel is not enough or doesn't make them sing. It might resonate with youths and people who read the book that, oh, if I had this, you understand, probably I would have made more friends or people would have liked me, if my breasts were bigger or if my face was finer, all those kind of thoughts. You could literally tell that you could literally like relate to that part of her. And then I love how the author now goes on to give you the background stories to the other family members, the mom, the elder sister, the two aunties, you know, and it gives you a background of, even if these women even had the Bumbum and everything, they each had their own issues and their own secrets to deal with, and it wasn't very fun or easy for them either. They went through, you know, their own situations. An auntie in particular, Jumai, you know, experienced her own, in the sense that, you know, she getting married and everything, and then being beaten in her husband's house, and then when she's able to, you know, when she decides, you know what, I think you know, she's fed up and everything, she meets a friend, and the friend introduces her to the other side of things, you know. And the other side of things, what I mean is, like, the friend opens her up to the idea that, oh, she's bisexual. And you know, that thing where you start discovering your sexuality late in life, you know, without you may not realize that it's not conducive, especially here in Nigeria. We do not, there's only, you know, two basic sexuality, straight, and then whatever religion you believe in, but there's no other sexuality apart from that is accepted. The LGBTQ plus community is still not very much accepted here in Nigeria. So there was no way she was going to come out and say, oh, she's bisexual, she likes both men and women. So she found it kind of very difficult, and she couldn't even express herself to her sister. This is another thing I love that the author did. He brought to the fore the fact that siblings would, you know, sometimes have issues amongst themselves or resent themselves for one reason or the other, and they would allow that resentment to sit deep in their hearts, and it will later end up affecting how they view, you know, the other siblings' children, or how they relate with the sibling and the other siblings' children. Jumai, for instance, she always felt like Hassana probably looked down on her because, you know, she left her husband's house out of, when the husband discovered she was bisexual, or she had to leave the husband's house. You get, like, so she had to start living with Hassana, which is the mother of Temi. You understand? So she probably felt like, you know, like Hassana was looking down on her or something, and she felt resentful about that. But while we're talking about that kind of resentment, let's look at the relationship between the dad that died and his own elder sibling, Big Mommy. You know, she felt also resentful and felt petty. You understand that, after all, you know, you didn't treat me well when I was staying with you. You believed that, you understand, you believed that I couldn't discipline your kids because I wasn't married and I didn't have my own kids. And even when we were growing up, the parents would beat me and not you. She felt like, there's this deep resentment that grows in families where there's only one boy, where there's this mindset that the boy is the head of the house or something, and he should be spoiled, and the females in the house are the ones that get all the home training and the boys do not get all the home training, you know. So there's this deep-seated resentment that sometimes build and all of that, and it's understandable. And I really love the fact that the author really brought that to life, and we could literally see it in when we were talking about all this, when all the secrets started coming out and everything. So basically the story was about, you know, her announcement and everybody's reaction to it, and the background given to everybody's, you know, where everybody was coming from. And one of the statements I love the most in the book was made by Jumai. Jumai said, like, when Temi made her announcement that she wanted to fix her butt and everything, Jumai said in her mind, she said something, she said, Bumbum will not stop a man from doing what he wants to do, which is literally the truth. And one thing this book just basically taught me is this need for having a mindset where I should think of myself or love myself more, regardless of my body type or my body shape. And one of the reasons why Temi felt so very, very bad with her body was because she didn't have Bumbum. And even if she didn't have it, you get like the teasing, all of that. And then there was this particular scene where, where she was coming back from school in secondary school, and one bike man just stopped and hit her across the board and was like, there's nothing there. Scenes of sexual assault like that. And you're not comfortable in your own body anymore. You don't feel seen or loved. She didn't come out to tell her dad as much that she doesn't feel seen or loved because she doesn't have that particular feature. And that feature is, you don't need that. I feel like as if that feature might not be so very, very important to me, but it might be very, very important to a lot of other people out there. So basically, like, she felt that way. And her dad ended up having to tell her that the people that love you see you. The people that love you care about you. So whether or not you have this Bumbum, the people that love you do care about you. That was before the dad died, when the dad was telling her all of this. And it still didn't deter her from wanting to do so. But she never got to do it, or the author never told us whether she did or not, because the book ended on a very comedic note. But if you're looking for something comedic to read and just while away your time, Only Big Bumbum Matters Tomorrow is the perfect book for you to try out, read, and you will love it. It's comedic, it's nice. There's enough comedy and enough seriousness in both angles and sides of the book, so you would really, really, really love it. And I'll see you this time next week with a new book. We're not doing Nigerian authors and we're not doing Chinese authors. We'll be doing an English author, and I think you might really, really love this one. But I will keep it a secret, but we'll see next week. I hope you have a great week ahead of you. Goodbye.